I fell. I fell. I didn't even know my ladder was really missing rungs. I think they started to just kind of break down, is what happened. So I'm really, really passionate about that. There's been a lot of personal growth along the way with self competition and personal ego that I've had to put aside. There's definitely physical expectations when you've been a personal trainer and competitor for as long as I have. And holding myself up to that was actually pulling more and more rungs off of my rickety ladder. Here I thought it was really strong, but I wasn't really listening to my body the way that I should. So that being said, I am looking for other students, probably one. I need to make sure that I have enough study time during my day. I also do distance coaching to where we only meet on the phone doing maybe a FaceTime for 15 minutes once a week. Sometimes it's a few days. A few days a week, I'm really flexible with that. And it's a flexible program that is based on your needs as a person and your level of commitment. So feel free to leave me a message, get a hold of me through my website, Facebook or Instagram. If you'd like to talk about your own health goals, I would love to help you out. There's all sorts of different ways that we can work together. You don't have to be the elite to have a personal trainer or holistic nutrition coach. You don't have to live with a body that's carrying extra fat. You don't have to live with a body that feels insecure and tired and stressed out. You don't have to live with daily headaches. You don't have to live with acne at 55 years old. You don't have to live with night sweats. You don't have to live with Hashimoto's. And you don't have to live with diabetes. I'm a firm believer and have seen it happen where people have went into, I'll call it like a remission, to where they're no longer taking those medications. You don't have to live with that, right? You can accept where you are, but you can be the absolute best be the best you can where you are. So a little confession, I drink lots of water and I drink water with a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in it to make sure that I'm getting the proper electrolytes and storing the electrolytes in my body. My body doesn't produce mass amounts of insulin, and so therefore I'm typically going to carry less electrolytes. So I drink a lot of salted water. And on the way back from Tahoe, we're trying to find somewhere for me to go potty. It's got to be clean and, whatever. And my first choice was not open at that time of day. So there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken in the same parking lot. And I said, I'm just going to run in there, babe, and go potty. And for one thing is I was really glad to see that there was only one couple that was sitting in their Kentucky Fried Chicken. But as soon as I opened the door, the smell and what physically hit my face was disgusting. It was like the heaviness of the toxic food that were in there. I was like, oh God, it almost just bowled me over. And I went in and I used the bathroom and I left. And I noticed as I was leaving, the couple that was sitting there had frowns on their faces. They were shaped like M&Ms, and they were just mindlessly eating and not even looking at each other. There was no joy. And the food, especially in fast food places and a lot of the processed foods, are filled with crazy amounts of salt and sugars and other addictive things for our brains. And I thought of what a drug it is for a lot of people. I'm excited when I eat. I love food. I love my garden. I love that I went out and plucked basil and got tomatoes for my eggs and a zucchini for my eggs right out of my own, and a jalapeno out of my own garden. I love that. And we are supposed to feast, and we are supposed to enjoy the bounty of the food around us. And that was not represented in that KFC at all. And food should be, at times social. Absolutely. It's fun to share our foods together. And when our food is of good quality, the organic and not processed, and when we have good water in our body, helping our bodies detox from the environment that we live in in the stresses of living in this modern day life, your food should be nourishing. And I don't feel that those people were being nourished. They look like, some of you may think I'm crossing a line here, but apparently this is my podcast, so I can say what I want, right? They look like a couple drug addicts to me that were addicts. They didn't like that they had to be there, but it's what they had to do. That's what it looked like. Well, I guess I'm going to eat this. That's what it looked like. And I don't feel like that at all about the food that I eat. And going to KFC or In-N-Out Burger or whatever your thing is, that's not a treat for me. I am about as excited as eating at KFC, which I don't even know if I could do, being gluten and soy free. But I'm about as excited as eating there as I would be of maybe cleaning out a porta potty. I think I would rather get the big hose and put on protective gear and clean out the porta potty, because at least, I would know that as soon as it was cleaned out, I can shut off all that protective gear, roll up the hose, let that porta potty dry in the sun, and walk away. And that would be the end of it for me. You can't say that much about, or say any of that about the processed food that poor couple was eating. That they're going to walk away and they're going to deal with that food for a long, long time. And since it is an addiction, the processed food and the sugar and how our brains are wired, they're going to revisit it again and again and again. So anyways, I encourage you to make a commitment. Can you do 7 days, 14 days, 21 days? What is it? Do it. Eat organic. Don't do the processed foods, and drink their filtered water. Maybe abstain. Look into taking some simple vitamins, right? You don't know what's going on in your body or your health, and just start with a good general maintenance vitamin, right? So, and move your body. Be grateful. Go outside. Take your shoes off. Walk around. Get your feet dirty. Get your feet dirty and feel your body. I hope this was helpful to you. I'm obviously so filled and so passionate about healthy living that I want you to experience too. And one last thing is, with my fibromyalgia and my chronic pain disorder, I firmly feel that I'm about 95 to 98% in remission. My body doesn't bounce back quite the way it used to, but it took my body a long time to dig the hole that it was in, and it's going to take a while to get it out. And I'm still looking into some other things too, to make changes. But it all starts with just that first decision of making changes. And if you want to live and thrive and live an abundant life, then this is where it begins. It does. You got to step away from the masses, step away from the marketing, okay? And make a commitment. Get the garbage can out and clean out that refrigerator, clean out that pantry, clean out your car, clean out your life, clean out the refrigerator at work or your desk drawers or wherever you store the crap, the stuff that is diminishing your life. Flourish, flourish, flourish. There's only excuses and no reasons. If you are listening to this podcast, then I guarantee you that you have the means to make these changes. Now, if you need help, if you need accountability, if you need personalized structure, if you have questions, things that you need to be addressed, by all means, contact me. Even if it's just an email, I'd love to help. All right, have a blessed day. This is Brandy Lloyd with Brandy Lloyd Personal Training and Holistic Nutrition. Until next time.